So the Reds lost at home to, I think it was to Nagoya Grampus. They were 2-1. They were 1-0 up, ended up losing 2-1, and then the Antlers lost 1-0 to Seigan Tosu, who I think were the team that beat the Reds, the Urawa Reds last week. So Urawa, who I think they had a 5-point lead a few weeks ago.
Easy, done and dusted.
Lost their last 3 games. I think they had 1 win in their last 6 games. Completely bottled it.
What's the hashtag you sent to me? Hashtag bottle job.
Yeah, get it trending.
We're now going to speak to someone who's got a little bit more knowledge on the J-League than ourselves. Probably not too tricky. It's actor and former Stuttgart player Masato Kamo. Masato, are you there?
Yes, hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I hope you well.
We're all good. Thank you so much for joining us. So, the Urawa Reds, I hope we're pronouncing that correctly.
Yes, I mean, we call it Reds.
Reds,
we don't pronounce our...
easy enough. We're a little bit frustrated and angry with them, but should we be slightly sympathetic for them and their fans losing it at the last?
Yes, certainly, yes. I feel terrible for the Reds fans. They haven't won the league since 2006, and this season Reds, especially they improved the defensively. Last season they conceded 56 goals, and this season it was 32, which shows very good statistic for the 7-game consecutive clean sheet and the 16-game for clean sheet for the entire season, which is very good for almost like Italian Catenaccio. And after losing the team's top goal scorer like Koloki, which was quite huge disaster for the entire teams, and also they have a huge fan bases, and which they have almost like a Borussia Dortmund. So for the Germany, and they had the huge expectation that it was quite difficult for taking all the pressure from the Reds fan.
Yeah, what do you put it down to? Those 3 losses in a row at the back end of the season. Was it just pure pressure?
Yes, it is certainly peer pressure, especially the huge fan, the huge expectation. There's actually the Marcus Tullio, former player who used to play for the national team for 2010, and he actually said that he played against Nagoya. He played Nagoya and played against Reds, and he said there are no man for the Reds team, so it's quite there are actually no leaderships, or I mean certainly it was quite difficult situation for the Reds. And after the second goal went to it was huge. I have a lot of Reds fans because the Reds is one of the biggest Japanese teams since '93 for the J-League started. So it is quite huge sympathy, especially how they lost and last minute. I mean, last games of the entire game. Yeah,
it was crippling. Crippling to watch, but a little bit of sympathy then for the Reds. But Gamba Osaka, unbelievable! They got promoted last season.
Yes,
I mean, an incredible achievement. Do you think they actually deserved it in the end?
Yes, certainly, and how dramatically I think. They are not until the World Cup break in May. They are relegations, and no one would thought they will become the champion this season. And after the air striker Usami came back from the injuries, and also the new striker Patrick, and they are almost like 1 point, like 14 points behind the league leader Reds at the times, and they came back from there, and especially I think Endo and Kondo, the 2 centre half, and they made such a great job. And after a frustrating World Cup, and they came back from there, and especially Endo, he was the most captain national team's record and the most respected captain for the Gamba, and he actually just became the J-League MVP, and he showed that age is not matter for the football, so which is, he's such a great guy, and it's not only just Gamba fans, all of the J-League football fans love him, how he play almost like a Japanese pillow.
Japanese pillow, unbelievable. Great comparison.
Hey, Masato, it's Alex here. I've got a quick question. Hi there. Gamba Osaka, their season's not over. They're playing in the Emperor's Cup final at the weekend. If they win that,
that's right,
they'll win the treble. Would that be maybe the biggest achievement in J-League football history, do you think?
Yeah. I mean, we had the once before, the Kashima Antlers. They used to have the 14 years ago for the treble. But this time, it's obviously, they just promoted from the first J2. So it will be maybe the new Guinness Book record actually. And any teams, any country, this would be the great achievement. And manager Hasegawa, and he would be the next new Alex Ferguson. I hope he will be taking over the national team very soon if they achieve the treble.
Oh, the national team. Well, we might as well go to that now. Are you not happy with the current incumbent, the current manager of Japan?
Yes, I'm actually not happy with the idea because it was actually kind of Japanese Football Association made too quick choice after we lost. Zaclonia is a great coach, but I mean obviously we had a horrible World Cup. But Aguirre wasn't actually the first choice for the fans, and they actually choose quickly because it wasn't actually a good situation. Especially now they have actually problem with match fixing scandal when he was actually managing the Zaragoza at Spain for 2011. So it's a tricky situation. If it could be the changing the managing if he's actually the one of the scandal involved actually.
Yeah, not ideal at all. But how do you think Japan are going to get on in the Asia Cup in January over in Australia? Do you have much more enthusiasm than
almost? And because we need to be a strong defending champion in this time, and the World Cup was horrible after the huge expectation. And we played really well in the Confederation Cup against Italy, and we had a great World Cup 2010. We qualified for the league first time, and not our soils. And then after 2006 was obviously horrible. So we actually almost backwarding. So I hope this time we show the strong national team side. And obviously we have great high-profile players such as Honda, Kagawa, Nagatomo. I mean, now there's so many Japanese players playing in Europe. So, and Australia will be the biggest rivals, and they are hosting the World Cup first times, and we need to gel together. And the Japan-based player and European Japanese players, and I hope we are managing the great Asian Cup, and then hopefully we're going to play in the Confederation Cups for the next time.
Nice. Well, yeah, you beat Australia a few weeks ago, I do believe, so that's decent form. But just to swing back to the J-League now, and we were a little bit critical about the finale because all the big teams lost, so it did feel like slightly anticlimactic. But interestingly, next season in the J-League, you're going to bring in a playoff system, which in theory is going to make it much more eventful and entertaining. But how do you feel about that? Are you pro or are you anti that?
Yes, yes and no, to be honest, actually, because it's a simple commercial reason. They want to change to season like Argentina. So, it is not fair for the teams who won the entire season and lost playoff, and for the entire league team. So it was already before the playoffs in the J League. When I was in Japan back in the day, they were already two seasons. It was kind of confusing for the fans for sure, the structures. I hope either way they stick to the league systems structures, and if the leagues will keep changing, so fans can also not follow the J League, so they have no idea what's going on, what is actually the league structure. In fact, the football is always exciting. So if you don't know, we will be league champion until the last games and last minutes, like Manchester City back in the day. Yeah, I mean, for a couple of years ago, it was great. And so as a fan, it will be great, exciting to see the fantastic season for next season. And I hope they will attract more new fans and many Japanese stars going to as I said before, going to the European league. So I hope that some J-League youngsters going to come to the national teams, and then hopefully Japanese football will be the huge great future.
Excellent. I love that. Finishing on an optimistic note. We'll make sure to dial you up in a few weeks, months' time for the Asia Cup. But until then, thank you so much for enjoying.
Thank you as well for everything.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.